The New York Knicks get back in the win column as they find a way to get it done. They beat the Brooklyn Nets 124-122. Jalen Brunson hits a three on the Knicks' final offensive possession of the game with under 10 seconds to go to give the Knicks the lead. 124-122 as they were down 122-121. They found a way to win. That's awesome. But they essentially almost blew a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter. The Knicks were up 20 to start that fourth quarter, and they blew it, and they couldn't close the door against a Brooklyn Nets team that may be the worst roster in the NBA. Look, I understand everyone's happy, and look, I am happy the Knicks won too. But this feels like thank God we won. Thank God we won. Because imagine if Jalen Brunson misses that shot. And imagine you're down 5-7 on the season. Process over results. That's how I roll in the NBA. Because the process of that win was disgusting. The Brooklyn Nets shot 41% from three. Nobody could guard Cam Thomas. The Knicks missed 5 more free throws. Brooklyn shot better from the line. The Knicks had 4 more turnovers than Brooklyn. And you also got beat on the offensive glass. And I get it. People are going to say, well, Karl-Anthony Towns didn't play. Miles McBride didn't play. And those are true. Also, their starting center, who was almost an all-star, Nick Claxton, did not play. And you let Cam Thomas put up a 43 burger on you. 73 points, or 73% from the field, 70% from three. Starts the game 8 of 8. No one can guard him. Cam Thomas couldn't be guarded by Mikal Bridges. OG Anunoby couldn't guard him. I get it. Look, everyone's happy, and I'm happy too. I am excited the Knicks won this game. But I'm not going to jump up and down and be extremely over-the-top excited when this game was over at halftime. This game was over at the third quarter. And once again, the Knicks struggled in closing time. Entering tonight, the Knicks were 1-5 in clutch time games. And once the game got to clutch time, they almost choked it away again. Look, Jalen Brunson was awesome. He was. 37 points for Brunson, 7 dimes, 12 of 20, 60% from the field, and he had a big shot at the end to put the Knicks up by 1. It was a big-time moment for him. It was a big-time shot for him. But he also had some really bad turnovers in this game. He had a really bad turnover in the fourth quarter where he just threw the ball away. 7 assists, 3 turnovers. Someone in the chat says, I'm not ecstatic about the win. I'm relieved. And that's a problem. We're relieved the Knicks didn't blow a 20-point lead. We're relieved that Jalen Brunson hit a 3 to win the game. Process over results. I get it. It's a win. You should celebrate your wins. Tom Thibodeau says, I think that says a lot about the team. Talking about the resiliency of Jalen Brunson in the Knicks after the win. I think it says more about the team that you couldn't close a 20-point lead in the NBA against the Brooklyn Nets. But I'll defer to Tom Thibodeau on that one. What's your number one takeaway from the game? Number one takeaway from the game. Mine is the Knicks have a long way to go. This team needs to learn how to win games. This team needs to learn how to close games. And they need to learn how to defend on the perimeter. Because right now, it doesn't matter who they play. Everyone on the perimeter has a big game. Whether it is Fred VanVleet, whether it is Trae Young, whether it is Cam Thomas, whether it is Zach LaVine, every team they play has a guard that lights them up. Mikal Bridges had a really good first 3 quarters. He was awesome for the Knicks. 9 of 17, 3-point stroke, match backed up with what he did. He was like 6 of 30 in the prior 5 games before tonight. Good to see him knock in 4-7 from distance. He's been awesome in that mid-range for the Knicks. But they also traded the control of 6 first-round picks for him to go out and get wins defensively. And I don't think he's guarding much. I'm not going to say the effort isn't there. there needs to be a deep dive into why he can't guard anymore. It was very, very upsetting. The Knicks had to switch OG Anunoby onto Cam Thomas because no one else could guard him. And he got him in foul trouble, and Anunoby fouled out with about 4 minutes left in that fourth quarter. The refs were terrible. It felt like the refs were rigging this game for Brooklyn. 2 times calls were overturned where calls were made on the Nets, and then they challenged, and then somehow they turn into fouls on OG Anunoby. The play with Anunoby against Dorian Finney-Smith somehow turns into a technical against Anunoby and a foul. I didn't see either. I don't know. Josh Hart again, an amazing stat line, 14 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. I said it after the game against the Bulls, a triple-double on Friday for Josh Hart as a lock. Josh Hart also had some bonehead plays once again down the stretch. He inbounded the ball off the back of the backboard in the fourth quarter. Multiple possessions, he just wasn't guarding anybody. They got to tighten it up, man. They got to tighten it up or you're going to be playing in the play-in. I'm relieved the Knicks won. I'm worried that it had to come in this fashion as you were up 20 in the fourth quarter. I believe you once again gave up 40 points in the fourth quarter. You did. You had 40 points in the fourth quarter to the Nets. You gave up 40 points the other night to the Pacers. And you gave up 34 to Chicago the other night. Teams are lighting you up in the fourth quarter. The main bright spot out of tonight's game is Ariel Hukporti. We'll talk about him coming up in a second. But first, got to give a major shout-out to tonight's proud sportsbook partner, DraftKings. The Emirates NBA Cup is here. You can win big getting in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. All 30 teams split into 6 groups every Tuesday and Friday playing for the right to advance in the single elimination in-season tourney, culminating in the NBA Cup Championship in Vegas. First time, here's something special just for you. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code NICKSCHAT. That's code NICKSCHAT for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/BBALL.
Shout out to DraftKings, our proud sportsbook partner. Unfortunately, Smitty's same-game parlay came up one shot short. Jalen Brunson, you saw earlier, did have 7 assists. Mikal Bridges did have 22 points, far past 15, but OG Anunoby continues to be ice cold from three-point range. We'll get the next one. This one was plus 236 on DraftKings. If you're going to gamble, do it responsibly and do it with DraftKings. Bet $5 using our code NICKSCHAT, and you get $200 in bonus bets for free.
Shout out to DraftKings. Use that promo code and show some love. Ariel Hukporti, it seemed like, played that entire fourth quarter for the New York Knicks. Finished the game with, let me pull up the box score real quick. Hukporti, 30 minutes for Hukporti. Jericho Sims started the game. He had 17. Seemed like Hukporti didn't sit down in that second half. I love the energy I saw. Love what I saw on defense. Love the athletic ability. He had 4 blocks. He had 3 assists. He had 4 rebounds. 2 of them coming on the offensive end. That's what's the best part of this game. Not that you didn't blow a 20-point lead and Jalen Brunson made a 3 to close the game. Best part of this game is that Ariel Hukporti showed me that he deserves to be in this rotation. Ariel Hukporti earned a job tonight. Ariel Hukporti should be the Knicks' backup center over Jericho Sims. He brought energy, he brought effort, but more importantly, he has an NBA skill set. I appreciate what Jericho brings. I appreciate the energy. I appreciate the effort. But at the end of the day, it's the National Basketball Association. It's the most skilled league in the NBA. You got to have NBA skill. And Jericho Sims does not have that. Huck Porty is a better rebounder. Huck Porty is a better defender. Huck Porty has more skill. Huck Porty also has more offensive touch. And he blocks shots at a much higher rate. Campaign had to play an extended stretch tonight. 19 minutes for him, as Miles McBride was unable to play due to a sickness. I thought Payne played well, but I also thought the ball ended up in Campaign's hands way too often late in that fourth quarter. With a minute left, Brunson just dribbles the air out of the ball, and then he throws a grenade to Campaign on the right wing, and he's got to throw up a 27-footer. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being pessimistic, and maybe I need to be more optimistic. Brunson was great in the fourth quarter. 16 points on 5 of 9 from the field. 2 of 5 from 3 was Brunson. He was great, leading the way in that fourth quarter. No doubt about it. But nothing about tonight eased the concerns that I have with this team. Shot 41% from 3, man. You got no perimeter defenders. You have no point of attack defenders. I don't know. Mikal Bridges was much better on the offensive end tonight, but you didn't just trade the control of 6 first-round picks for a guy that could score. You traded 6 first-round picks for a guy who could be elite on the defensive end. I hate that I feel this way. I do, but I can't lie to you guys. If you're watching this channel for a minute, you know I'm just going to tell you how I feel. And I'm worried about this team. I am worried about this team. You play Brooklyn again in a couple of days. Hopefully Cat and McBride are back and able to do so. Brightest Future says you out-rebounded them too. Beat them in the paint. Yeah, their starting center tonight was Dorian Finney-Smith. I would hope you out-rebounded them. Thing is, they had more offensive rebounds than you. It's a win, and that's what matters. But it's process over results in my eyes, and the process for the New York Knicks needs to improve on both sides of the ball. Both sides of the ball. Long way to go. Long way to go. 80 more ball games, or 70 more ball games. 70 more ball games. Make sure you are following me on social media. We could chop it up more over there. At @MarshallGreen_ is the handle on Instagram and Twitter. Hit me up. Let's go Knicks.